So what's the status of my ERC claim? That's the most common question I get time and time again, which is what is going on with my ERC claim? If you've been watching my videos for a while, you're very familiar with the fact that the IRS issued a moratorium back in September of 2023. As of recording this video, it's September of 2024, and an entire year has passed, and yet clients of ours dating all the way back to late 22 and early 2023 are still waiting for ERC refund checks. What is going on with the ERC? I decided to do a little deep digging because the IRS keeps saying that the ERC, that they've lifted the moratorium, they're processing slowly, they're getting to it, just not as fast as they used to. And I thought, let's dig into that a little bit and see what's going on. Is that really the case? I want to share a couple of documents with you to help understand that. Let's share my screen here. So on August 8th, 2024, about a month and a half of when I'm recording this now, the IRS issued a new press release, and they said that they're moving forward with the employee retention credit claims to accelerate the work on the complex credit as more payments move into processing. Well, more payments, let's break this down. More payments means greater than zero. It says no payments at all were being issued during the moratorium. So this was issued on August 8th, and that's an interesting time period. And I'll get back to that, why that's interesting in a second. But in recent weeks, the IRS sent out 28,000 disallowance letters. They've also identified 50,000 valid ERC claims and is quickly moving in the pipeline for payment processing in coming weeks. These payments are part of a low-risk group of clients. So 28,000 letters have gone out saying disallowing the letter. I'm going to record a separate video on these disallowance letters and some of the errors that are in these disallowance letters that you want to be aware of in case you get one of them. And they also said there's 50,000 valid ERC claims which they paid on, which in my conversations with other folks in the industry, this has not been heard about much at all. We haven't seen a lot of checks coming through. The IRS saying that they have 50,000 checks that have been issued. So they go on and talk about, work to continue and all the analysis they're doing because it's complex and whatnot. But the most important thing here that I wanted to highlight is this August 8th date. Why is that important? Well, as I started digging, there's actually a lawsuit in place that's going on right now. There's actually a group that is suing the IRS, and they're suing alleging damages. And so Stenson Tamaden is a law firm in Arizona that has provided them a lot of ERC work, and they are suing the IRS, claiming that they have been harmed by the moratorium. So the plaintiff is a tax advisory firm based in Phoenix, Arizona, and they've been harmed by the IRS action. They were asking for an injunction. Basically, they are suing the IRS, saying that they need to start processing these claims again. And sparing all of the legal back and forth, on September 30th, 2024, an opinion was written by the judge. And the opinion basically said, we're not going to force an injunction right now. We're going to go through the entire court, the entire legal proceedings. But a lot of the points that Stenson is making are valid. An injunction is not the only way we could rectify these. There might be other ways we could rectify them legally. But the points Stenson's making, and many of them are valid. And one of them being that Stenson was arguing that being the moratorium, the IRS was not issuing any claims at all. 7-8 days later, the IRS says, oh, never mind, we're actually issuing claims. So I thought that was really interesting, and it really speaks to the nuance and the complexity, not just on the employee retention credit, but also the legal framework that's going on behind the scenes. There's a bunch of other really interesting facts of this case and some of the comments that the judge has made. I will do this separate video on this about how the Chevron Supreme Court case affects this, the deference that the courts need to give or not to give to the IRS when interpreting claims, and other legalistic little details in here that I think are super interesting. So I'll be talking more about this case because I think it's really important for the 1.4 million folks who have filed for an ERC but have not yet received the refund. So I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions, reach out.